that Bryn has bought more Nvidia, which I thought was pretty interesting, considering the stock has been up a lot. It's right on the heels here of Apple with market cap. Why'd you buy more here?
Yeah, so next week we know, which we're going to get into, we have the Oscars of earnings with all of the big names that we talk about. And I think that, how do you play that trade? I own Nvidia, I've owned it for a long time, and I think the stock technically looks like it's breaking out. It had been consolidating for the past couple months, but I feel really confident Microsoft, Apple, via OpenAI, Meta, Google, Amazon are all going to be talking about what? Their AI initiatives. And so I think next week we'll have some winners and losers, some disappointments, but I think all roads once again lead to Nvidia, and you're going to continue to see huge CapEx spends from these companies as they're all individually looking to monetize their own endeavors into AI. And I still think Nvidia is in pole position to benefit from all of that CapEx spend. So I took the opportunity to add to it yesterday. Yeah, it's in the midst of pretty good momentum. It's up 18% month to date. It's been up 28% in some 3 months. As I said, it's barely off of its record high. The others have a little bit more to go. So unafraid, I find, Bryn, to even after that kind of momentum to buy it here rather than wait for a pullback, which hasn't been out of the question for this stock over a period of time. Yeah, well, I mean, the way I've been playing the stock is, I have sold calls against it. So when the stock sold down, I closed those call positions. So just owning the stock. And so I'm like taking advantage of the volatility. And I think that's a good thing to do with a lot of these names like an Nvidia or a Tesla. But I just still see when I'm looking at Apple or Microsoft's, earnings and revenue growth really aren't that strong. Is part of that because of all of the CapEx, especially Microsoft is going to be doing. And I just think Nvidia is going to be the recipient. We won't get their numbers till the end of the month. And so I just think it's a good opportunity where next week is going to be a buy Nvidia. And I think that's going to be a consistent story from all of these companies who are spending billions of dollars on Blackwell, on H100s, H200s. Josh, it's a top 2 position, I think, for you. We're going to have to wait until November 20th for earnings, so we got a minute to wait there. What's your read here? What's your take on Bryn buying more up here?
Well, I always root for Bryn, but I would just say we know AI spending has been and should continue to be explosive. The question is, how much is already baked into the expectations for the stock? You're talking about a company that out of the last 5 years has had a triple-digit return, stock return, in 4 of those 5 years. You're basically talking about a company that over the last year has grown its earnings per share by 415%. It's grown its sales by 195%. And investors have gotten accustomed to that kind of eye-bulging, eye-popping growth. And it's just hard for me to understand where that's going to come from. We already have the expectations based on all of the other Mag 7 names and the hyperscalers that are going to be doing this sort of investing. We know that. We also know that there has been a global push for companies to experiment with AI, incorporate AI, et cetera. So who's left? Is Jupiter and Mars going to start contributing here to the forward guidance? So that's the risk. I don't necessarily think that it has to be feast or famine. There's a universe in which Nvidia reports great numbers, the stock doesn't rally, but doesn't get killed either. It's just a massive company with already embedded huge expectations, and the gains of the past are unlikely to be repeated from here. Doesn't mean there's not another 10% or another 15%. I just think it gets harder from these levels, and I'm saying this as a long. So no, I'm in the name.
That's what. No, you're big in the name. That's why I went to you next. Weiss, you're in the name. Yep. Is there more near-term risk in this name now, given the run that it's had, as I said, the timing of Bryn buying it here? Just give me the way that you would observe, doing this now.
Well, just mathematically, when you're coming up to an event that's catalyst for the upside and the downside, given the performance you cited, there is more risk. But that's short-term risk. And Bryn buying it now, I'm sure that regardless of what happens this quarter, if you look out a few months, she's going to be happy she did. So it's always difficult to pick the timing on buying a name or adding to it, and she's adding to it. Haven't been there for a long time. So clearly right now they are in the sweet spot, and clearly they can't meet the demand that they're seeing from customers and want-to-be customers. So it's a great thing to do. And as I mentioned, I think a few weeks ago, the fact that Jensen Huang has been so visible and talking about demand, he's got to deliver. And him not be anything but a foolish person, I believe he knows it's going to be a great quarter. Now, what the whisper numbers get to be when numbers move like this, who knows, but who cares?
Bryn
That's a moment in time.
Makes the point, too, that, I mean, the factor of momentum is a very, very powerful. It's a very powerful thing.
But I'd also say that Taiwan Semi is the direct, perhaps the most direct beneficiary of the strength in Nvidia. And they announced on their Phoenix fab, right, that yields are 4% better than their Taiwan fab. So that is powerful. That stock's had a good move, but I still think it's going to have a great move. Over a 4-year time period, if you look out for 23 to 26 forward earnings, they'll have doubled revenues, right? They'll have doubled earnings. I mean, that's tremendous performance. Not quite Nvidia-like, but I also think it's much more sustainable.